had a dream. We were back to 17. Summer nights and the libertines. I'm never growing up. I'll take with me the Polaroids and the memories, but you know I'm gonna leave behind the worst of us. Who's gonna walk you through the dark side of the morning? Who's gonna rock you when the sun won't let you sleep? Who's waking up to drive you home when you're drunk and all alone? Who's gonna walk you through the dark side of the morning? It ain't me. Oh, oh. It ain't me. Oh, oh. It ain't me. Oh, oh. Who's gonna walk you through the dark side of the morning? It ain't me. It ain't me. It ain't me. It ain't me. I tried so hard and got so far, but in the end, it doesn't even matter. I had to fall to lose it all. In the end, it doesn't even matter. I tried so hard and got so far, but in the end, it doesn't even matter. I had to fall to lose it all. In the end, it doesn't even matter. I tried so hard and got so far, but in the end, it doesn't even matter. I had to fall to lose it all. In the end, it doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter. I had to fall to lose it all. In the end, it doesn't even matter. I tried so hard and got so far, but in the end, it doesn't even matter. I had to fall to lose it all. In the end, it doesn't even matter.
Tus clientes solo abren los emails que les generan confianza. Consigue una cuenta de correo profesional con tu dominio en Go.
hate the thought of me with someone new. You just want attention. I knew from the start. You're just making sure I'm never getting over you.
Hello, good morning. My name is Gerardo Inga, and I am the SPADES student. Today, well, this is a project about this is my vinculation project. So, the topic for today is the simple present, the simple present tense. In today's topic, we are going to learn the rules, how to conjugate the verbs when we have or when my sentence starts with the third person. So first of all, let's start with the definition or meaning. The simple present. The simple present is a situation that you do every day, at any moment or any day. So, for example, if you have like something that you do every day, once a week, twice a month, or maybe once a year, this is called simple present tense. So now, let's check it out the rules, okay? We have some rules, and please pay attention because these rules are for he, she, it. Rule number 1. I, you, we, and they, we don't need to add s or maybe ies or change the verb. It's not necessary. But with the third person, what is the third person? He, she, it. In this case, it is necessary to add s. So, what is the first rules in this case? Most of the verbs you have to add s, most of the verbs. For example, I eat, you eat, we eat, they eat, he eats, she eats, it eats. Remember that these kind of rules we have to put in practice just with the third person. Just to remember, the third person is he, she, and it. That's it. And then the verb has to be in the days form with the rest of the subject pronouns, I, you, we, and they. Let's continue with rule number 2. Okay, when a verb ends in, when a verb ends in O, S, CH, X, and Z, we have to add ES. Okay, this part is very important because the verb must end in consonant NO. For example, we have to add ES. We have go. You see? Consonant and the vowel O. So what happened here? We have to add ES. Goes would be the conjugation for he, she, it. Okay? Now, let's go with watch. Watch is okay if we have, or when my sentence start with I, you, we, and they. But what happens if my sentence starts with he, she, or it? We have to change we have to add es. So watch, watches for the third person. Fix and fixes just for the third person. So let me write. So go is like it's okay. if my sentence start with, let's suppose, can be with we. Watch is okay if we start with they, if our sentence start with they, or maybe with I. It is okay, the first part. Now, if my sentence start with he, we conjugate with goes. If my sentence start with she, so change a little bit, right? Watches, you have to add es. Or if my sentence start with it, so you have to add es. All right? So let's continue with the rule number 3. Then we are going to create some activities, and then you are going to put in practice these kind of rules, and it's going to be easy to understand. Okay? Rule number 3, we have when my verb finish in consonant and y. So what happened here? You have to drop out the letter y. So let's use other word. Eliminate. You have to eliminate or change the letter y. Instead of y, you are going to write the vowel I and then es. So you have to do this, but be careful. It's, for example, it's like the rule that I told you 5 minutes ago. This verb must end in consonant and y, no vowel and y. So be careful with that. Consonant and y. For example, study. Study is the normal verb. Study is the base form verb for I, you, we, and they. It is correct. It is okay. But what happened when I have to conjugate with the third person? What is the third person? He, she, and it. Okay? You're good. So, in this case, let's suppose that we have he. We have the verb studies. You have to change it like this. Alright? So instead of y, you write I-E-S. That's it. Okay, but remember the rule. Consonant and y. But teacher, what happens if my verb ends in vowel y? You don't have to do anything. You have to just add the letter S, and that's it. Let's continue with the next rule and the last one. We have the verb have. This is a kind of irregular rule, okay? Because you don't have to add S or maybe like the other rules, okay? Like the other verbs. You have to change. You have to change it. Okay? Instead of have, you have to write has for the third person. Has for the third person. So now, I have. It's okay if my sentence starts with I, you, we, or they. This is the base form of the verb, and it's okay. Now, let's continue with she. With she, you have to conjugate with has. So, these one are the rules, okay, for the third person. How to act, how to change when your sentence start with he, she, or it. It's not necessary that your sentence starts exactly with he, she, or it. Remember that you can use, or we usually write names. For example, Peter. Peter is like he. So you have to conjugate like this, adding the rules. Peter has. Maria reads. The dog plays. Okay, so it's the same. It's the same in this case. So we have the next activity. We have a short activity for you. I know that you are very smart, so now let's put in practice the rules that we learned 10 minutes ago. Activity. We have fly. We have fly. So in this case, let's check it off. Let's check it off the verb. Okay, we have why. Okay, we have why. But what happened with this verb? We have to add and we have to write using this rule. So we are going to use rule number 3. So instead of why, we are going to write IES. Okay? Why? Because ends in consonant Y. So would be like this. The answer would be like this for the third person. Okay? This is just for the third person. Let's continue. We have lose. Lose. All right. So we don't have like a rule for this kind of verbs. Remember the first rule? What is the first rule? I don't know if you remember. The first rule says most of the verbs you have to add S. In this case, what happened? Just add the letter S. So in order to conjugate for the third person, remember third person, he, she, it. Always with the third person. In this case, add the letter S and that's it. Now, fix. We have fix. My verb ends in X. So, check it out. Rule number 2. Okay? Rule number 2. Ends in X. When a verb ends in X, you have to add ES. So, what do you have to do? Add ES, and that's it. Fixes. Now we have the other one. We have do. For the third person would be thus, right? Thus. You have to add ES. All right? Now, let's continue with the next one. And please, be careful with this one. Pay. We have pay. So what do you have to do here in this case? You have to maybe use this one or just add S. Okay? Please let me know. In this case, what do you have to do? I know that you know. Perfect. You have to add just S. You don't have to use this rule. You don't have to use this rule. Why? Because the rule says, if you have a verb, or if the verb ends in consonant Y, you do this. But in this case, it's not consonant Y, it's vowel and Y. So we don't have a specific rule for this kind of verbs. What do you have to do? Let's go to the rule number 1, add S. That's it. So this one is the answer. Okay? So now let's go with the next one. So check it out. The same. We have Y, but what happened here? You have consonant and Y. So you see the difference. Consonant and Y, so you put and you have to add this. Vowel and Y, just S. So in this case, change everything. Okay, drop out Y and add this part. Let's continue. We have has. Okay, this one is for the last rule. We have have. What happened with have? We have to change for has. Instead of have, has is the correct conjugation. Okay? Has. All right. Wash. We have wash. Check it out. We have SH at the end. SH. And obviously we have to add ES. So the answer would be washes. Okay? Washes. Here it was missing one. For CH is ES too. Washes. Okay? I hope you understand very well. Okay? Now you do because you're very smart, very intelligent. Now, with all these rules, remember, these rules are for he, she, and it. What is called? How do you call he, she, it? Is the third person. And these kind of rules you have to put in practice just in simple present tense. All right? So now, let's finish this with the last activity. Now let's do with sentences. All right? So just give me 1 second. Let me erase this. Let me clean my board. Okay. Okay, remember that we are checking the rules for the simple present. Okay, rules for the simple present, and here is important to recognize the third person. Just the third person. Now you know. I hope this topic is clear for you, because we are going to change the activity, and let's work with sentences. Okay, we have, for example, number 1. Let's write, Victor and Walter do the dishes. Let's go with it. Victor and Walter do. You see the verb? Do. So it's not necessary like changing. Why? Because it's like we are mentioning like 2 people. Okay? When we talk about a lot of people, a lot of animals, a lot of things, so remember that the verb remains the same, has the base form. So do the dishes. Victor and Walter do the dishes. So now let's do this exercise with Hector. Hector, the first thing in this activity is that you have, the first thing is like recognize the verb, right? Subject, verb, and complement, right? So Hector, we have the subject. Now, what do we need? We need the verb, right? But you have to conjugate it. You have to conjugate it correctly, in a correct way. So Hector, let's use another color. Hector does. So let's write the same idea. In order, with this you can see the difference. Yeah, you can see the difference. With Victor and Walter, we use the simple verb. With Hector, the verb obviously has to change. Hector is like he. So we have Hector does, the complement is the same. You have to just copy the dishes. Hector does the dishes, and period. So it's the same idea, but in the first one we are using 2 names, and in the second one we are using just 1 name. So you see what is the difference and how do you have to conjugate this? Number 2. Let's do another one. Number 2. We have my parents, plural, so the verb goes like normal. Go shopping. Go shopping every Sunday. My parents go shopping every Sunday. My parents go shopping every Sunday. So, in all sentences, we have the same format. What do you need? Subject, verb, and complement, right? And complement. So remember the first one? Once you have the verb, so now let's conjugate it. Okay, let's start. The same idea. Now let's use my wife. My wife is the subject. Now let's use the verb. Go. Instead of go, you have to write goes. My wife goes. And then the complement, just copy. Shopping every Sunday. That's it. You see? All right. It's easy, right? So I think it's easy. So here you have like some examples, and if you have like an exercise like this one, so remember that remember just one thing: the verb is the most important thing in this case. If you recognize the verb, if you know how to recognize the verb, so it is easy for you to conjugate it. All right. So I hope you understand the class. It's a pleasure to be here, like giving this master class. All right. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much, and see you next time. All right. Bye bye. Have a good day.
Someone new, you just want attention. I knew from the start.